Incremental greetings. Let's continue the Supermemo course, the Pleasurable expansion. Now it's time for another advanced template, pronunciation template, and this only makes sense if you want to use Supermemo for language learning.
Which has record sound for comparison with.
That is by the way, the built-in pronunciation template, which is different from the Advanced English collection.
With the original recording. This is. There should be the same options in your template if you want to do that. Sound panel, just the recorder, and there you go. Okay, there's really nothing fancy. You can record the sound, so UN. Man, what was that?
Yeah, I actually reported this some years ago. Basically, the recording is in WAV, W-A-V, that the file size is very big. Back in the day, once again, the file storage was very limited. So the compression was to the maximum. That's why this is static. It's because of the high levels of compression. The quality is very low. And sadly, that hasn't been touched. That, hey, now you cannot have this compression. There's no need to. That you don't want to use common standards like FLAC or whatever. MP3, OGG, whatever. You want to use WAV. Okay, no worries. It will be a massive file size, but now we can afford that. But since this is not going to be changed, among many things in Supermemo, it defeats the purpose. The quality is so low that then it doesn't make sense to listen to my own recordings. It defeats the purpose. If it was in 1998 and that quality was the best thing I could get in any computer, okay, there's nothing better, right? But not in today's standard. That's why, among other things, I myself moved on from language learning. Not because of the flow it's not possible. It's because for technical reasons, there's way too many sacrifices, like the sound quality. But let's keep on track with the pronunciation template. Basically, is that you have a sound, and then you have an opportunity to do it yourself. I pronounce this out loud, as in the question time, and then in the answer, I get the sound, and I can check that.
UN. Wow. Why the static? I don't know. So you can do this, okay, and you can also sound panel extractor if you want to extract.
That's a different flow. That's not for a pronunciation template. If you have, let's say, a long format audio, like a podcast, you can do extracts, like sections. The same you will do with incremental video, but with just the sound, without the video. Same thing. That will be for incremental learning flow, not for this.
Some of the sound. Oops. Okay, but if you want to extract this sound, it's the same with incremental video of the
Here you go.
We're moving this without having the okay. Let's put this back to.
By the way, there's one option that says continuous, that is looping the audio. UN, until you move on from the element. Could be the case that if you need a lot of drilling, like learning the tones in Mandarin, it's something you may want to use.
Recorder, maybe for pronunciation test. Okay, and this is it. So yeah, that's
okay. He doesn't show any particular example, so let me show that to you. So here I have Advanced English collection, and here I have about 2,000 items for pronunciation. Okay.
Remainder.
So it works like this. A remainder and P that is convention that hey, it's a pronunciation item. So that question is implicit. How do you pronounce this word that is written here? Remainder. I do this myself, then I ask the answer.
Remainder.
Remainder. So I have the sound, and in this case, the phonetic reading as well. If you're not into phonetic reading, and some people, especially for some languages, they don't do it at all. For Japanese, let's say, or Mandarin Chinese, they will be using pinyin or different standards, not the phonetic reading. But even if you don't have even text, you only have the sound. It's still a pronunciation item. I just try to pronounce it myself, and then I have the answer. And then hey, is this what I meant? Let's say this, I think it's Levi.
Levi's.
Oh, Levi's. Okay. For me, this is a thing, because in Spanish, we say this Levi's, not Levi's. Oh, that's super cool. This is called Mallorca. It's a town in Spain. Actually, in the region that is Catalan is spoken.
Mallorca.
So for me, that's a good example, because I'm from this, well, not from this place particularly, but from the region. And then I know that it's called Mallorca, and in Catalan,
Mallorca.
in Catalan, it's written like that, Mallorca. This, by the way, this sound, the double L, is the same as my name. If you remember my real name, that means William in English, it's this, Guillem Mallorca, right? But in English, for whatever reason, they decided to put a J. I don't know why. This exact sound does not exist in English. And that's what they say. Mallorca, more or less. Let me actually pronounce.
Mallorca.
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 Mallorca. It's like this, commonly, with this I. Mallorca. It's what a Spaniard could say, or for Latin American, more or less, would say that. Mallorca. Which, I mean, it's an approximate. It's not the same sound at all, but it's closer to the E sound. So that's an example that for me is, hey, I'm native. I already know how to pronounce that. But hey, how do you pronounce this in American English? Which, by the way, is not the same one. It's different. I can practice that. Then, if you want for the pronunciation item, you can have your experience, your procedural experience, that I'm pronouncing this out loud, and then I double check. But not necessarily. If you want this to be in a cognitive level, is how do you spell, how you pronounce that? Oh yeah, it's with this sound.
Mallorca.
So I think about the phonetic reading. And, yeah, it's what I thought. Cool, it's a success. Even though I did not say this out loud. It depends on you. If it's a language that you're learning, feel free. You want the articulation. You're not used to put the muscles in that position, right? Feel free to do it. But if it's something that is just cognitive, that, oh yeah, it's because of memory interference, that is not the same as my native language, even though it's the same name, or stuff like that. Oh yeah, it's with this. Oh yeah, it's with a schwa. Oh yeah, it's a dark L. It's not, that's it. I only need to remember it's a dark L, not to pronounce pencil or pleasurable learning. I know it's a dark L at the end. I hope you get my point. And remember, you can replay the audio as many times as you want.
Mallorca.
The thing is that it needs to be, if you want to make your own template, it has to be on the answer. Or it will play as soon as it is shown. For instance, I will uncheck that. Play at, this is only for sounds. Make sure it's not on the question side. Because if it's on the question,
Mallorca.
hey, I had the opportunity to reveal the answer. I got spoiled.
Mallorca.
So make sure. Play at, which is not the same.
Mallorca.
Which is not the same as display at. I could perhaps also hide it from the question.
Mallorca.
So I don't even see the file, because sometimes the file name could be a spoiler.
Mallorca,
Here you go. And then this template also has a second sound. If you have more than one sound, they will play back to back. So the first one, once finished, then the second one. But if you want to replay, only the first one will be replayed. How you can do that? By stopping and clicking,
Mallorca,
which is quite cumbersome, or by Shift F10, or by its key binding, Control F10.
Mallorca,
Yes, it's quite awkward key binding for replaying audio. Why not R? Something easier. So that's how you do a pronunciation item in Supermemo. And remember, it's a template. Then, that you don't like this color, you can, as we have seen, you can customize the color, the layout, the whatever. But as a template is how it works with the audio and stuff like that. Cool. See you in the next video.